Hi there! Well, today's video is going to be of the Beyond Beauty variety. It's been quite a while since I filmed one of these, and if you're not familiar with my Beyond Beauty videos, they're just a potpourri of topics. They're just something that's been on my mind or a piece of advice that I've received that I want to share with you. Maybe something's going on in my own life that I think, oh, maybe I'll share the advice that I'm currently applying to this situation. So today's video is going to be on too much future, but I am going to talk to you a little bit more about where that comes from and why it's important to me right now, and not just now but always, and see if it's not helpful to you in some way. So whenever I am worried about something that may or may not happen down the road, whatever the case might be, currently it was something that came to mind because I was thinking about the health issues that I've been having, and I shared with you in a video, so I won't go into detail, but I'm kind of in one of those situations where I won't have a final answer on this for another 3 to 6 months. So it's given me a really good opportunity to practice not only patience, but also just practicing my catchphrase, too much future. So where that comes from is a little excerpt from a book from Eckhart Tolle that came out years ago. And he had a book called The Power of Now, and then I believe there was a follow-up, Practicing the Power of Now. And he talked about in his book that anxiety is almost always a result of too much future and not enough presence. And I felt like that really resonated with me. It just made so much sense. It was such a simple statement, but it just was really a light bulb moment for me. And I thought, yes, it is. It really is. Anxiety is just too much future, because it's usually never about what's actually happening right now. It's what might happen or what could happen or what might possibly happen. But it's rarely what's happening right now. So I always just felt like that was a really good reminder to stay present, to stay in the here and now, and focus on what is currently happening. So how I practice that in my own life is, if I find myself worrying or letting my mind wander about something that may or may not happen down the road, I stop and I say to myself, TMF, or too much future, because it's just a really good way for me to remind myself that I can't control what's happening down the road. Worrying about it is unproductive, and I do need to just enjoy and focus on what is happening right now. I think we can miss out on so many good things, and not being fully present, you miss out on so much, and you kind of ruin the present moment because you're spending all your time worrying about what might happen down the road. And then things are happening and passing you by that you're not really enjoying because you're letting your mind be somewhere else. I'm not talking about not being organized, not planning, not taking personal responsibility. I'm just talking about those things that you don't have control over, that worrying won't change the outcome one way or the other. For me, this is something that I've been practicing for such a long time that it's become a lot more second nature. And I think it's sort of like anything that we really work hard at. It becomes so much easier, and it becomes less of something that you have to really think about, and just something that sort of happens. So I have found that over the years, and really repeating this phrase to myself anytime that I'm worried about something that might be happening down the road, if I just say too much future or TMF, it brings me back to the current moment, and now it's sort of almost become an automatic thought for me. So it's a lot easier to not let your mind get carried away. I think it's so easy to have a worry on your mind and then really let yourself get carried away with that, and then you think, well, if this happens, then what am I going to do about this, and then what about that, and then how am I going to handle this or that? And none of those things may ever happen. And so if you just focus on what is happening right now, you can save yourself a lot of worry and anxiety. So I just thought that hopefully this might be meaningful to you in some way. So I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.